So this is the main Pollock Library homepage. From here, you've got access to basically everything Pollock Library has to offer. First, I'm going to show you how to look up specific journals. Then I'm going to show you how to look up math manipulatives in our curriculum materials collection. And I will really quickly also show you how to find peer-reviewed articles in a scholarly database. So to start with the journals, you can go to the Journals tab on the home page. Notice that you just can type in your journal title here and it defaults to begins with. So if I'm looking for the journal for research in mathematics education, I leave that as it is. I hit search. I have another tab pop open that gives me my results. There's actually two. This one's actually a monograph, which means it's probably a book or something else I'm not interested in. But this one is the one that I'm looking for. So if this is the one that I want, I go ahead and click Find It. You'll see this button a lot as you're searching. Another tab opens and it lists all the databases and other locations that we have this journal. So we do have the full text and JSTOR, but in this one in particular, the last 6 years aren't available. This one has from 2006 onwards. If you wanted to get, I don't know, down and dirty with microfilm, we do have some other options available in the basement, but it looks like it is digitized for the last couple years. So looking at journals is pretty easy. Again, you just start with the Journals tab, type in the journal name, leave it with begins with. If you're looking for any journal that talks about mathematics education, you could just leave it at contains and see what happens. I'm not sure if we have anything else. Oh, we actually do have some other things that relate to mathematics and education, so it's kind of an interesting way to be able to browse by journal. All right, so let's go over how to look up math manipulatives in the curriculum materials LRDC collection. So we do have a Learning Resource Display Center collection where we have all sorts of curriculum materials that have been adopted by state districts all over California. So to find math manipulatives, it's pretty easy. You just have to follow a couple steps. So we're on the library homepage again. Click on Books and eBooks. I know this is counterintuitive, but we're actually going to go into the old-fashioned library catalog. It's going to make it much easier for us to find what we need really quickly using the old version. So right here, you're going to click on Library Catalog, and then we are going to go to the, actually, let's see, it's in here. That's not in here. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So we are going to select curriculum materials and juvenile only as the materials that we're going to search within, and I'm going to actually type in math manipulatives. Manipulatives are cataloged as instructional media. You can see that location right here, and what that means that it's on the big shelves located on the 4th floor of Pollock Library North. So text means it's a textbook, instructional media means that it's a manipulative. So if I want to leave that selected, I could also put in something like algebra. It's only going to search curriculum materials. I got 68 results. I'm actually going to put in manipulatives also to make sure it's a little bit narrower. Now, for example, I've got manipulatives related just to algebra. So in this view, you only see that there's 3 textbooks, but it does say there's additional copies of this item. So if I click on Holt Mathematics, I actually have to click on additional copies again, you'll see that there are instructional media for this item. So that means that there are some sort of manipulatives related to Holt Mathematics, and you just have to go to the 4th floor to the big shelves to find the manipulatives. And this is the call number. So you'll see that most of these, let me go back a couple screens. Oops, that was a good example. Most of these are QA 152 or QA 106. So all of the manipulatives can be found really close to each other on the 4th floor shelves. They're all in the QA area and they're in the 100s. So just to explain our call numbers really fast, our call numbers basically go alphabetically A through Z. So this is the Q section. Within Q, it'll actually go Q, then QA through QZ, and 106 is a whole number. So that number before the period is a whole number. So just make sure you're in the 100s, you're not in the 1000s or the 10s or something else. This should be really obvious once you go up and look at the items on the shelves. And you can check out the instructional materials up there also, just so you know. Take a quick look, make sure everything's there before you check it out so that when you bring it back, you know that everything was there. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to find peer-reviewed journal articles, just a really quick overview. From the library homepage, I recommend clicking on the Databases tab and then clicking on by subject. From here, scroll down and select Education. Now, depending on the aspect of your research topic you're most interested in, you might start in education. If you're thinking about something related to educational psychology, you might try PsycInfo. But ERIC or Education Full Text are generally my go-tos for really solid education topics. So if you want to find peer-reviewed articles, select your database. Once you know how to search one, you can basically search any of them. And I like to put my research topic into separate boxes to help me really pinpoint my search. So I might do mathematics in the first one and instruction in the second one. And since we're talking about manipulatives, maybe I'll put that one into the last box. So hopefully I'm going to find articles on teaching mathematics with manipulatives. Hit search. I have a lot of results. I've got over 1,500 results. And what I can do now is use all the limiters on the left-hand side to narrow down my search to articles that are most interesting to me. So first off, I can click peer reviewed. Now I've got 937 results, and all of my results are peer-reviewed journal articles. Now, you can see, though, that the publication date is all the way from 1969 to 2016. That's a little old, so I'm going to put in, say, 2010 is the oldest I'm willing to accept. Hit enter. Now I've got 226 results on teaching mathematics with manipulatives, and they're only for the last 6 years. So you can see there's some interesting ways to narrow down your search here. You can narrow it further because apparently we still have a book and an ERIC document in here. But it's a nice way to make your results a lot more relevant to you a lot more quickly. So if you find an article you're interested in, ERIC doesn't have the full text of articles, but we usually have them in another database. So what you do is you click on the article that you're interested in, you read the abstract. If it looks like something really interesting to you, what you do is click on Find It at Pollock Library. As I mentioned, you'll see this button a lot of places. When you click on that, it'll tell you where we have it. So this one, we probably have the full text in a database called Miscellaneous Free eJournals. So you'll have to click on that and track it down there. A lot of the time, let's see if I can find a better example, it'll take you to it a little more quickly. This one's refreshing. All right, this one we do have the full text online in Springer Lake Journals. If you click on this, it should take us right there. Sometimes you have to click a couple more times. Yeah, so this one, it takes you right there. So we did have the full text of that article. It's just in another database. And if for any reason we didn't have the article you're looking for, you can always ask a librarian for help. And you could also use interlibrary loan to find the full text. And how you get there is under Services, Interlibrary Loan, and then you use ILLiad to make requests for articles. So that is a free service to you as a student, included in your tuition. If there's a book or an article you want and we don't have, we'll get it for you. Articles usually will send you a PDF within about 24 hours. So as always, if you need any help, go to the library homepage, click on Get Live Help, or you can also visit our reference desk on the first floor of Pollock Library.